Picture this, Zubin. It's 2026. You're walking through the SANS Expo in Vegas. To your left, a translucent fridge is judging your dietary choices via GPT-5 vision model. To your right, a waddling robot from Nvidia just offered you to valet your car, which is currently being driven by a physical AI brain that learned to navigate by playing 10,000 years of Grand Theft Auto in a digital twin of Manhattan.
Let me add to that. And you look down and you're eating this blueberry lollipop that is vibrating to the latest Drake track directly into your jawbone. Welcome to CES 2026. It's not a trade show. It's a fever dream with a 5G connection.
Welcome back to A2Z FinTech Season 2. I'm Aman Narayan, and with me is Zubin.
And I'm Zubin Vandraala. I'm normally in the San Francisco Bay Area, but you're with you and guy who spent my entire Singapore holiday trying to figure out how I can automate my kids' bedtimes using that mesh network of smart breaks.
Zubin, it's just really great to have you and the family in Singapore, man.
Absolutely, dude.
I know you're supposed to be on a holiday, but we've been exchanging these notes on CES all week. And so we decided, since, when in Rome or Singapore, to make a video. So glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here. And holiday is a strong word when Nvidia is dropping Cosmos and the Alpha Male models. My plane's in Vegas, Aman, even if my body is at the Hogwarts Hall in you.
Okay, Zubin, time for our first disclaimer of the season and your first ever one in Singapore. So take it away.
All right, let's get this out of the way. This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only. Our views are our own. This is Aman and me riffing. If you decide to liquidate your 401 stock to buy that 130-inch micro RGB TV or that feed of musical lollipops, that's on you. We're not offering any financial advice. Please stay safe, smart, and definitely don't quit your job because you like that Robo taxi.
Good advice. All right, Zubin, let's talk about mega trends from this. I think there were three that we took away. The first was essentially from silicon to sinews or NVIDIA's physical AI gambit. NVIDIA isn't a chip company anymore. It's an architect of the physical era.
Exactly. Jensen has basically turned CES into a robotics lab. Cosmos is one where we talked about as a foundational model for the physical world, teaching AI the laws of physics before it even touches a robot's hand. And then you have the Alpha Male. That's the brains for the autonomous driving that actually reasons like a human instead of just following a map.
Yeah. And the second trend that we talked about, I'm going to call it Bot-naissance, Renaissance, but with robots.
Love it.
We've spent 2 years talking about AI in a box. Felt that CES 2026 was the year that AI got legs. Robots are no longer just if this, then that. Machines, they are multimodal actors.
And Aman, you and I chatted about this, and this is almost the end of the uncanny era valley, as we called it, and the start of the useful valley. Whether it's that vacuum that jumps over your kids, Lego, or that exoskeleton, one of the ones we're going to talk about in a bit, that helps you lift that 38 kgs without breaking a sweat. The ghost behind the machine has finally got a body.
Yeah. And trend 3 is one where, finally China has, gone from back at the house to flip to the front of the house. For decades, China was the factory. Now brands like Roborocks and XREAL, which we'll talk about, aren't just making the stuff. They are defining a category.
It's a massive shift, Aman. They are out innovating on the hardware and the software integration, while the legacy West, if we call them that, are still trying to figure out how to put a tablet on your fridge.
Very true. Very true. All right. With that, let's get going with our top 10 review and a couple more interesting ones at the end.
It was hard to get the top 10.
It was. And it took a little back and forth and finding you between your pina coladas to get us there. But
Totally.
Let me start with the first one, which is really more of a category than an individual device. I call this category folders. It consists of two things that blew me away. First was the Samsung Galaxy Z or Z, you'd call it, TriFold, which was a phone. And then the second one was the Lenovo Legion Pro, let me get this right, Rollable, right? Clearly naming was not a big full feature in this, but I'm combining these two into like shape-shifting category. The TriFold is essentially a 3.9 mm marvel that turns a pocket phone into a full-size tablet. I saw one of these for the first time, Zubin, in Beijing when Huawei revealed their TriFold, the first of its kind. And it's just incredible what you can do. I'm really intrigued if Apple sort of gets inspired by this when they come up with their foldable. And then you have the Lenovo Rollable, which is essentially like a 16-inch laptop, a regular laptop that just sort of magically, and we'll show the video here, magically opens up into a 25-inch ultra wide right between your eyes. We're sitting here in Singapore with a gig. We'll show you our messy gig in a second, but it would have been amazing to be able to have an ultra wide that sort of seamlessly came out of my MacBook Pro sitting here. So, I need my hardware to adapt to this thinking at some point in 2026.
Yeah. And talking about hardware adapting, we covered this in, I can't remember the exact episode when we did the Google I.O., but my number 2 trend is the Project Aura, which is a collaboration with XREAL and Google's XR Android OS, which this is the AR breakthrough. We touched on it earlier. This is going away from Apple's sort of clunky headset, Apple Provision, to something that's more digestible, more wearable, more usable. Slightly more clunky wayfarers. I might have a picture of me wearing one of these really real one. Maybe we can throw it up here. But this gives you that, takes it away and gives you this 120-inch virtual display, all while localized.
Yeah, and XREAL is doing an incredible job, right? I mean, they're really you've got Meta and Apple sort of building out these devices, which are sort of like almost like tests for your neck strength with the, they've got the batteries and everything on top of them. I think it's incredible what they're doing. So let's take this to number 3. And I've been talking about this a while. I've been really focusing on my health in the last year and hopefully this year too. And the data that you get as a diabetic, I get a lot of data from my CGM, but Withings, which has sort of reincorporated itself and sort of spun out of its previous enterprise, hailed the Body Scan 2. This is what they call a longevity station. It tracks 60 biomarkers, including impedance cardiography, to see how well your heart is pumping blood. At $600, it's the ultimate health is a wealth kind of gadget. I'm at that age where my scale needs to do more than just measure weight and act like a sort of pseudo doctor, and Withings deliver.
Yeah, no, and health tech is definitely a space that is heating up.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Number 4 is one of my favorites, one of my childhood things that I'm super excited about. It's Lego Bricks Smart Play. This is the coolest things.
It's amazing.
Maybe for my kids, maybe for me. Now imagine like you have these 2x4 smart bricks with sensors and speakers, no screens needed. You can build a Star Wars set and then make that lightsaber whoosh sound when you move it. True screen-free magic.
I totally agree with you. And by the way, if my kids are watching this episode, 50th birthday present, this is what I know.
Definitely in the body pillows.
Lego bricks and smart glasses would be awesome. Okay. Number 5, to bring out the middle of this pack, is the 2026 Bespoke AI Family Hub. It's actually Samsung and Google Gemini again. And again, nobody is bothering paying the marketing department for naming conventions, but they're spending all their money on the tech. And I'm talking about a fridge. This is like your CFO of the kitchen. It tracks what's inside your fridge, but it now also uses AI to predict when you're going to run out of milk, not generically, but based on your family's habits and needs. It's managing essentially your household supply chain in real time. It's incredible.
Bath Hub in the house.
That guy, it's a partnerships guy, not a marketing guy.
Number 6, Roborock's SARS Robo. Now, this one is one that I'm actually excited about. We do have a Roborock. That's the Roborock family. This is taking to the next level. The Roborock SARS Robo is essentially a 2-wheeled vacuum that mimics human walking. It actually climbs stairs. It's got about 35,000 PA of suction. It's basically a robot pet that pays rent. Like
Amazing. This product properly sucks. Number 7 is a partnership between Uber and Lucid. They've created a neuro robo taxi called the Halo. It's a modified, I don't know if you've seen this, we'll show this in a second. It's a modified Lucid Gravity SUV that is literally a lounge on wheels. It's powered by Nvidia's Thor platform. And this isn't a car, it's a passenger as a guest kind of experience. If this launches in Singapore, I'm getting rid of my BMW and never driving again.
My buddy Aaron just bought the Lucid. I'm excited to get out on it. May not have the Nvidia Thor platform.
Well, you just rename him Thor and drive for free.
You know what? You know what? I might just do that. My passenger as a guest experience. All right, number 8. This is again keeping with category 1, where we sort of had a theme.
Yeah,
we debated on these, and what do we call these? The existential awesomeness.
Yeah,
there are a couple of key launches that we saw.
Yeah.
All right, so I think the first one is the German
Bionic.
Bionic XREAL, right? Like, which is essentially physical AI you wear, and we'll talk a bit about the Nike project Amplify in a second. But the German Bionic XREAL is basically exoskeleton that you wear that provides about, I think, 38 to 40 kgs of lifting assistance. Really built for logistics use case. Given the amount of travel we're going to do in about 4 hours, I'm wondering if I could maybe use that
chunky
airport
to lift your bags.
Yeah, or maybe even add on the Nike.
I read. We'll come back to the the Nike in a second. I saw an incredible use case, and there were a ton of exoskeletons revealed at CES. This is a game changer for sort of the elder community. You could. I love tennis. You could continue playing tennis. Forget just walking and being able to do that. It provides just about, and it's not just like, it doesn't take over your body functions. It provides the resistance when you need it. It allows you to physically exert yourself and then sort of cleverly and automatically adjusts to your needs. So it's not just about you lifting your family's bags at Changi. It's about a 75-year-old being able to play the sport they love playing, in the flesh.
Love it. And I think that kind of leads in really well with the Nike's Amplify announcement, which is really essentially running shoes that help you run with greater ease. So again, lots of...
And recover, right?
And recover, yes. And so the existential awesomeness.
Okay, number 9, whoever said size doesn't matter didn't see plasma TVs or ultra wides. Samsung's 130-inch micro RGB TV. Zubin. Again, really crazy name, R95H, for those who are looking to go out and buy it. It's not a TV. It's like a vast, immersive window, like a really large window, 130 inches of pure, glare-free technology as an art form. It probably costs more than my first apartment, but, a man can dream.
And this old man is definitely dreaming, because plasma TVs were definitely in the 90s.
This is true.
All right, number 10. This is one we debated quite a bit, but I think it deserves a call out specifically, is the HP EliteBoard G1A. This is the
brilliant name.
That's what's a tech show. The ultimate minimalist PC.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is a high-end AI PC built directly inside a keyboard. It's pretty wild. No covers, no laptops, just a keyboard that we plug into any monitor, IG tops of AI-powered.
This, when you think about the XREAL and stuff like that, right? So I could see a situation where you are, instead of like having a screen on your laptop, you've got your keyboard, because I kind of like the tactile feel of a keyboard still. And you're wearing your XREAL. You got the battery power from your keyboard, rather than wearing it around your neck and doing an anti-gravity test. So these things are going to start to come together, I think. Now, I wanted to talk about 3 wild and wacky products, but unfortunately, this is a PG-13 sort of family show. So the third one will not be mentioned, but DM me if you want to find out more about that one.
Or put a comment in.
Put a comment in. Yeah. I'll send you a link. It might be banned. But the first one almost got banned, but is the Razer Project Ava. Razer, also based out of Singapore. It's a sort of a waifu in a bottle, a desktop cylinder displaying a 5.5-inch hologram of an AI companion. This is like that movie Her delivered in real time today. And I know you looked it
Hang
up
on,
and you
yeah.
saw a product review on it.
I want to read this one because this had us cracking a couple of minutes ago. This is Android Authority talking about this. So Project Ava was first teased at last year's CES. And at the time, it was marketed as a semi-serious AI gaming assistant. But again, fast forward to 2026, and Project Ava has taken on an interesting turn. It still provides feedback during your gaming session, but it now it's taken the form of an anime girl trapped in a cylindrical speaker with suggestive and flirty undertones. If this sounds creepy and unsettling, because it is.
Yes. Anyway, thank you, Razer, for solving for broken hearts all over the world. The other one, to go to the other extreme, for spoiled children, a $9 lollipop that uses bone conduction to play music inside your head while you eat it. Truly, Zubin, this has got to be the peak of human civilization.
Absolutely. That Drake track just playing in your jaw. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. CES 2026 proved that tech is moving from cloud to concrete. We're in this physical world. We're moving from software eating the world to AI is moving in the world.
And, we spent the last decade digitizing our lives, turning assets into bits and bytes. But CES shows us that the next decade is about rematerialization of tech. It's the bridge between the digital ghost and the physical machine. The real alpha isn't in the code. It's in the fact that the code interacts, Zubin, with the ground that it's walking on.
Yeah.
Stay curious.
Stay purposeful. And of course, stay
drip.
Well done.